Our laws as it pertains to substances are draconian and bizarre. Psychopaths start this way. He was an alcoholic because of social media and pornography, PTSD, love addiction, fentanyl and heroin. Ridiculous.
I'm a doctor, for sake. Where the hell do you think I learned that?
I'm just saying, you go to treatment before you kill people. I am a clinician. I observe things about these chemicals. Let's just deal with what's real.
We used to get these calls on Loveline all the time.
Educate adolescents and to prevent and to treat. If you have trouble you can't stop and you want to help stop it, I can help. I got a lot to say. I got a lot more to say.
Jason Ellis. Oh, there's my mic. Hey, everybody. Sorry we're a couple minutes late. We had a little bit of technical glitches. We're getting them all ironed out here at Ask Dr. Drew. The great Jason Ellis.
Yay.
Hey, man. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Great to be here.
We get a lot of questions when we're live. The phone lines really fill up. It's one of my regrets, and they're very full right now, that I can't get to everybody. But one of the ways to get ahead of the line is to text, if you have a great question, 9842-Dr. Drew, 984-237-3739, anytime during the week, and then also sign up at drdrew.tv, and you'll be pushed to the head of the line when the blast comes out that way. Is that correct, guys? Am I getting that properly? Good. And again, sign up via email, but the best option is with your phone number, too, because those alerts are quick and easy. Jason Ellis' new book is called Still Awesome. Of course, you can hear him on Sirius XM. If you don't know Jason, I don't know why you don't. Faction, were you off Faction for a minute, or did they try to change your channel?
No, they gave me a channel,
right,
which was a lie.
Okay.
It was like one of those things where the big boss says a bunch of stuff to get you to leave the music channel.
Right.
Because I didn't want to leave the music channel because I had myself a little thing there that I'd built by myself.
Yeah.
I was quite proud of it.
Yeah,
and the name had been officially changed to Faction with Jason Ellis. So you know, when you get your name on something, you try to keep it.
Well, not only that, it was like, I thought I associated that channel with like the way I associate Stern's channel with his channel. You know what I mean? That's the way it was for me.
Well, things aren't the same. They used to, when you're a champion of radio back in his day, then you got the world, and now it's still fine. I got stuff. Just I don't get like whatever the hell he got, and that's fine. But I think I moved to Faction Talk. They said we'll call it Faction Talk.
Oh, I see.
Because you're the talker of Faction, and we'll move it there, and you'll be in charge of the entire thing. And then when I got there, I realized that it was really just the Opie and Anthony channel, and they put me on with these other dudes that used to be on the Opie and Anthony show. And I just moved to a channel where everybody hated me. And
really?
Yeah, man. And then they then I didn't know this. They charged everybody on Faction Music an extra $5 a month if they wanted to listen to Faction Talk. Yeah, and then they wouldn't put me on in the morning, and that was the whole reason I moved to be morning, prime time, West Coast Drive.
It weirdly makes me want to come over there and join you and like create a block that we can defend.
I would love that, man. But like I said, I thought I had a channel, but I don't.
How many hours do you go now?
Just 3. And then they do the replay right after it. So I'm West Coast afternoon drive into East Coast afternoon drive, which was the second best time slot I could get, which once again proves that it ain't my channel.
I like you better in the midday than morning, personally.
I do too.
Yeah.
And some of my staff really don't want to get up in the morning.
Which one?
Kevin Kraft, who doesn't have children and doesn't understand what it is to just wake up in the morning and do stuff. Lazy bastard. He's not lazy. He's just not I feel like if you haven't had kids, then you think morning is really difficult to achieve.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. In fact, I think of mornings now. I go, how did I do that? I must have been going at 6 or just getting the kids up and going and stuff. Jesus.
Yeah, I still can't shake it.
How are your kids?
They're awesome.
Yeah.
I just got back from Hawaii. They're awesome.
Your daughter is coming into like adulthood.
Yeah. I'm a little bit worried about that.
Yeah.
She's into some really. I mean, it's supposed to come this way. Look at me.
Yeah.
Like, she is into really crazy gangster rap, like really hardcore stuff where the lyrics are.
Do you bring it up to her?
Oh yeah. No,
I've
said, really? That's your jam? And she's like, what? And I'm like, you think I don't understand? Like, I know it was fast, but I understood what that lady's saying. You running that game? She's like, no. And I'm like, okay, so. I mean, you know that there's STDs everywhere, and she's like, I'm not having sex. And I'm like, okay, I can't tell if you're telling the truth or not, so I'm going to respect what you got? What you're saying until I catch it.
You're right.
I'm like, just remember, it's all I keep saying. I'm like, look, could be good, but you could get pregnant. And you could get like a permanent STD, and there's like mega herpes. I lied. I add ones. There's ones that never go away.
You don't
no matter
know. You're
what
not
you
a doctor.
take.
You can get away with it.
Right. I'll make up that you made it up. I'll be like, Dr. Drew told me that you will die of herpes. There's a new one that's come out
Well,
that
you
kills
can get
instantly.
encephalitis from it. You can get meningitis, really. But is how old is she now?
14.
Yeah.
She doesn't make out with it. She doesn't have a boyfriend, but she has guy friends. And my main problem is her phone. I really don't know what to do with that.
My friends that are psychologists that work in that area will not let their kids have the screens, like an hour a day.
Because I can see it.
We're going to look at that the way we think about tobacco now.
I feel like I'm watching my child smoke.
Yeah.
Because I was on vacation for a week, and every time we ate, I had to say, hey, and then I'd watch her look at it. She put it down and look at it. I'm like, you're still thinking about it. You don't even have to have it in your hand. Now she has this weird walk where she holds it. This hand stays upright, so she talks to people while she's walking. It's real bad. I got to talk to her mum about it, actually. It's like one of those things that you don't notice because you're divorced, and when she's with me, we do stuff. And then vacation, it was like, let's just do whatever we want. And I'm like,
that's what she wanted.
Whoa. I'm like, you are real. And then she argued with me about how she's not addicted to it. And I'm like,
is mom on it? On top of it?
No.
Concerned?
No, I think we're going to have, I just got back yesterday, so I think we're about to have a really gnarly conversation about gym time and phone. It's going to be bad. I'm really not looking forward to it because I know that she's going to hate me for it.
Your daughter or your ex-wife?
My daughter.
Yeah.
No, my ex-wife can do whatever the hell she wants. And she's always been able to do what the hell she wants. I'm just happy to be here.
And gym time? What do you mean by that?
I think my daughter needs to start working out, whether she likes it or not. She's got a bad diet. I need to change that. I feel like I've kind of let her live her life where I'm starting to see some things where I'm like, you know what, let's try and rectify this before I have no control at all.
I think that's smart.
We'll see how that goes, though, because I've already had a couple phone conversations. I didn't want to do it on vacation, but we had some arguments at dinner where I was like, as a witness, I stay in a room next to you every morning I get up, and you're on it. You got that weird, they do this thing where they do it like this, Drew.
First thing in the morning?
Yeah, their neck is cranked into their own chest, and they just do that. Or the kids, when they have lunch, they look at it under the table like that. Like they're really... It's this new thing, and then you take photos and you put your hand over your face just a little bit to hide any of the things, any of the blemishes that you might have a problem with because you're an insecure 14-year-old. They all just hang out with each other doing this part. Oh, let me just cover this bit. Yeah. Yeah, gangster rap.
All right.
Beverly Hills. They're from Beverly Hills. Gangsters.
That's where she's living now?
Yeah, that's why I live near. I hate this. I want to...
You want to get out of California?
No. I would go to the water.
There's almost no one I talk to that's not interested in thinking about getting out of
I
California.
like the water, so I would go there.
Yeah.
But my kids would be like, Dad, really? 45 minutes or an hour and a half to school in the morning? They wouldn't be happy with that.
Right.
So I'd take the hit.
So Australia's on fire.
Yeah. I've been trying to ignore it.
Yeah. Is your
They're fine.
Yeah.
They're not in the bush, and they're in Melbourne, so it's...
Well, I don't know if I believe the maps I see. Where like, so the fire is the whole.
Not.
It looks like the whole continent is on fire. It's just big fires like we have here, right?
Well, I don't know. I'm not there. I sound like I should know, but I really don't know anything.
Or do you?
Not really. No. I mean, I've just started to sort of talk to the family again. We've patched things up after the whole father molestation thing. That was rocky.
That little thing.
Yeah, that little thing kind of rocked the boat.
So do you mind getting into that a little bit?
I don't mind this.
All right. So hold on.
I am an open book.
I'm looking. Yes, I'm still a carnivore. People are asking.
You are, right?
Yeah, still doing that.
How's your ass?
It's all been great for me. I mean, clearly my genetics.
Do you take some weird stuff to soften your stool?
No, nothing.
Notice how I said the professional
Well
name
done.
there. Thank you.
Thank you for doing that. No, it's been nothing other than seems to fit my biology like extraordinarily well. So let's talk about this story. So you sort of had a found memory, right?
Yeah, well, I didn't know it all, and then when I was about 26, I did a skateboard demo all day in the sun, and then I took a bunch of meth and some LSD, big party at night time. Everybody left the hotel pool, and I had an imaginary friend, invisible friend, that told me I was molested by my father while my girlfriend at the time just watched this. I don't really remember it, and then she started telling me in the morning. And then I guess she told my mum without even telling me. My mum thought...
Before you even recalled what had
She
happened?
called, said it was the craziest thing she's ever seen. And you have to know that Jason is talking in a way that it just didn't sound like it was made up. And she was like, I thought he forgot that. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, so then things started to appear in my head. I started to see, I know it's gross, but I started to see the dick. It didn't have a face to it, but I started to realize this thing that was like, hey, you do this little bit, and then I'll do it for you. And I'm like, oh, okay. So there's an adult that is, confusing a 4-year-old into doing this
And
stuff.
are we sure it's Dad? Because sometimes those things can morph
Well, I said,
up, yeah.
apparently I said it wasn't, and they said you probably got it mistaken because the neighbor babysitted you and he's a redhead. But, so I always thought from 27 on that I was molested by
a
the
babysitter.
neighbor.
Yeah.
And then, I remember asking what happened to that guy because my father had a temper, and I'd seen him put people in hospital for cutting him off on the street. And apparently he yelled at that guy, and there was no charges pressed. And I'm like, that's weird. And then also, when I took all these drugs and I had this thing happen, I think 2 days later, I was at my father's house. And when I got up in the morning, because I was staying there when I was in between living in America and living in Australia, and he said, in the morning, he saw me, he's like, hey, do you think you got molested? This is exactly how it went. I'm 27, so I do remember exactly how this one went. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, do you think it was me? And I went, nah. And he goes, yeah. And then I walked out the corridor, out the door, got on the train and went to the ramp. Never spoke about it ever again. And then many, many years later, when I was 40, I got divorced, and then I went to rehab and did some
EMDR?
Yeah, and started to recall a few more other things. But still, it wasn't... I was just like, that's impossible. It's just impossible. And then the lady was like, you don't think it's weird that he acted that way? And I go, yeah. But I also feel like he's a hardened guy that didn't have an emotional thing. He never said he loved me. It was too gay of a thing to say. It was, he would just sort of, you're a good guy, Jay. And I'm like, oh my God, he's really bad at this. And I was somebody that was raised by it. So I thought maybe it's still not really what happened. People are making me think that this is the way it is. And then I just started to see more of it. And then there was an older time where it happened in another house where my father was doing pretty well and I had my own room. And he used to bring this heat lamp in, and I was in the back room, and I remember this big, a big circle lamp.
Yeah.
And it was all black, and I would just see the lamp come in.
The red lamp.
Yeah. The orange, big glowing orange lamp.
Yeah.
And then, I remember that happening a few times, but I only remember somebody being on my back and me being on my stomach, and I just don't know what happened. Don't know. Just didn't seem right. I just couldn't really put it together.
Yeah.
And then I did MDMA therapy.
Oh, you did? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Interesting.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That was a bit later, right? As I recall, you. Yeah.
That was way later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that sort of
It was
finished
terrible
it off.
because
I just got to know more of what happened. I mean, it's good that I can come to terms with it, but I idolize my father. I still do.
well, this is the conflict, right?
Yeah, I still.
My
Kids, they look like him. I look like him. I got to look in the mirror.
Well, you and I have spoken about this many times over the years, and I feel like you're speaking about it now in a more holistic way, if that makes sense. Like you're holding both parts of him in your mind at the same time.
Well, I think
before you would go to what kind of fucking,
See, that's why the MDMA therapy helped, because once I realized all the things that had happened, at the end of it, the last thing that happened is I was under the bed holding onto the bed springs with my toes and my fingers.
Yeah.
And I just said, stop, please stop. And the lamp went away. And then I felt him go back and realize what he'd done. And then that made me realize, why did he do that? And then why did he feel bad about it? Because he didn't realize what he was doing. And then he just did right now. He just did. And now he's going to live with that for the rest of his life. Because I'm pretty sure his dad did that to him.
Yeah.
So to me, I just sort of felt sorry for him, which took the hate away. Because I really wanted to kill somebody, There was a little bit there where I could really boil, and I was worried about myself. Because I was like, I'm a big guy. I'm like, I can't just snap on somebody because of my childhood. I got to come to terms with this shit.
Yeah.
So that really helped, because I came out of that going, boy, did I not want to know any of that. But I also felt like, that it ends here, Like I might screw with my kid's head a little bit, just in general, because I'm an odd fellow.
Tattoo on your head.
Yeah, right. But it's not because I didn't touch anybody. You know what I mean? I've always, they know I love them.
Yeah.
They might be like, man, why did you do that? Why'd you do this? I'm like, oh, Dad's crazy, but he loves you.
Not in that way.
Yeah, right. So,
well, that's good. I mean,
made it better.
That's really good.
It's still a struggle.
I know.
It's never just like, oh, wow, everything's magic now. Thank God I did that. But I'm just super happy to be here, have this life. After all that shit, I'm supposed to be nothing now.
Yeah. So gratitude and forgiveness are the two things. You get those things going. That's how I know you're doing okay. When those two things start to come spontaneously, like you just did, it tells me a lot. Yeah,
because I am happier.
Forgiveness isn't all the way there right now, right? And nor may it ever be.
Right, and I'm okay with that.
But you're kind of thinking about it's not so much forgiveness as understanding.
Right,
a little bit of understanding creeping in.
It makes it easier to talk to my family in Australia, even if they don't understand it. I see their angle as well, and I'm able to.
So there's nothing okay about it. That's the thing that's the struggle. There's nothing okay about it. And yet
it's okay.
It has to be kind of
I'm not gonna set the world on fire because of that.
And your mom was kind of denying about it last time we talked about it. And
that's my stepmom was.
And that was really
my mother. Yes, that really bummed me out because my brother didn't believe me as well, and that was all I had left when I got divorced. I got my brother and my stepmom, and they don't believe me. And so now I'm out. And they got little stories from Howard Stern and the book. Somebody read a piece, and I'm like, it wasn't even in a book. So he's like, well, someone said it's in. I'm like, well, it's not in there, dude. So you're coming at me right now because the big fallout was my brother he was like, I think you just made up to get molested to be famous.
Oh.
And I was like, dude.
Well, that happens all the time.
I'm like, God damn, man, that's a tough
Never
move
seen that
on my
one
behalf.
before. Jesus. That's you have more than one brother?
Yeah, my other one passed away.
Right.
24.
So he's the only one I really know about. Yeah.
Who he has gone through enough. His brother they lived together in Australia. I came here to be a skateboarder. They were like that,
him in the middle and the older.
Yeah, the younger. Stevie was the youngest. Lee was the middle one.
Okay, so Stevie's the one that's been giving you a hassle, and he had
no. Lee's the one that is not happy. Stevie's gone.
Got it.
I'm good now, though. He's bringing up the hardest stuff ever.
Well,
I was in Hawaii laughing all the time.
I can tell you that you're better. I
should have seen me.
No, I listen. It's a great example. Listen, to me, it's an example. I like this conversation particularly because a lot, this is a common thing, right? So lots of people out there have this history, and this is where it can get. It can get to a place of sort of okay, not okay in the sense that it is ever okay. It's something that's happened, but you can learn to manage your life story.
You got to work at it though.
Oh yeah,
you can't just sit there and wait for time to heal it.
Yeah. Oh no, time doesn't do shit.
That ain't
time. All your brain does is walls it off, and just you can't even access it, and that's why it took all that stuff to get to it.
I felt like I couldn't access it until my body thought I could handle it.
Right, which is on your own, never. On your own, your body will go never.
It took a lot of people, a lot of therapy, a lot of shoulders, to discuss things.
Now, I used to worry about you with substances and depression is really what I would worry. You'd get dark. Man. Is that all settling a bit? Is that?
Yeah. I mean, there's no cure, like 100%.
No, right.
Still got some times where I have hissy fits and I'll say to myself, wow, that's pretty pathetic, Jason. But I'm like, you're a dark guy. Sometimes you have a bad day, you didn't get that much sleep or something, and now you're acting, like the world's going to end because you're an emotional guy.
And so you and Catherine would now do a podcast.
Yeah, High and Dry.
Another guy that's been through some stuff. Right?
Yes. And he's really a great example because he's like one of the better people on the planet. And he died of heroin overdoses multiple times.
Many times.
And now he's like a really... caring.
Here's the problem with
God, he's the nicest person ever.
I know, but he doesn't accept that about himself. That's Mike's problem.
I wouldn't even accept his abs. Who doesn't? I mean, if I had those abs, I would be shirtless right now on the show.
I know. So I've heard people say it about him a million times.
I've made him get naked on the podcast.
He has trouble he can't take a shower with his shirt off. He couldn't do that for years.
I know. I made him get
that's
naked.
his thing. That's right. We each have our own cross to bear, right?
Right.
His is his.
Just try to minimalize whatever crosses you're bearing. Like him not taking his shirt off. Everybody can live with that. Drinking yourself to death, maybe not.
All right. So let's see. I'm looking at you guys. I'm looking at some of the new messages. For some reason, my things keep freezing up here, so I have to kind of re-up it. Let's go to some calls, shall we, Jason? Want to do that?
I like calls.
Let's do this. Let's take a little break. How about that? We'll take a little break.
I'm cool with breaks,
and then we'll come back with some calls. So, again, the great Jason Ellis, High and Dry is the podcast. What's the number on Sirius? 105?
But the number to call?
No, for Faction Talk. Or wherever you want
channel 103.
103.
Yeah. Thanks for understanding what I'm doing on that.
I'm sure it's the one you want the people to go to is 103, right? You're not on the old Faction anymore.
No.
You're on the new Faction Talk.
Yeah, go to 103. It's not more expensive anymore now. It's just everybody can watch it. I don't know what happened. I think that was a plot to try to demise my power at SiriusXM. Just the only thing is, it's not going to happen. There's no power
Let's make sure
that will stop me from rising to the top of SiriusXM.
Let's make sure of that. And the book, again, buy it now. Still awesome. Amazon, click through at my website.
Don't go to Amazon.
Oh.
No, we're against that. JasonEllisBook.com. I'm not giving anybody any money. I'm keeping it all.
Jason.
Michael
There it is.
Tully and myself.
And tell me about those cats.
Well, that's Gimli. He is a Bambino, what's it called? Bald cat, whatever they're called.
He's definitely bald.
My wife will tell me.
Yeah.
But he was not supposed to be in the photo.
Oh.
Yeah, he was harassing my friend, the cameraman, and he was like, man, your cat is like super in my gear and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, he likes to meet people. And then he climbed up the back of my jeans into my hands. And I was like, wow, dude, I have a photo shoot right now for my book. And then the photographer is my friend. He goes, just so you know, your cat is looking right at the camera. And I was like, well, then take some photos. And now
I see your cat on Instagram all the freaking time. So he is used to cameras. All right, we'll take a little break. Be right back with your calls. The CBD industry is still pretty much the Wild West when it comes to claims and criticisms. The science is catching up with the industry. We will have clinical science soon enough, and there seems to be an overwhelmingly positive response these days to CBD's efficacy. We've all heard the reports, and luckily our good friends at Social CBD are raising the industry testing standards. They like to say they are test-obsessed. Social CBD works closely with their suppliers and multiple third-party labs to ensure you are getting exactly the package that they say you are getting. High-quality CBD with 0.0 THC. And Social CBD wants you to be skeptical. That's why they put a QR and batch code on every package. This allows you to check all the test results for your product, not general testing, the product, the specific batch you bought. And while Social CBD broad-spectrum products are available in a range of formulations, each of which is clearly described so you can make an informed decision without all that hype and promises that sound too good to be true. To learn more, go to drdrew.com/socialcbd. That is my website, drdrew.com/SOCIALCBD. For a limited time, you can save 20% at checkout with the code Dr. Drew. Now let's get back to the show. Needles have increasingly become a part of everyday life. Proper disposal is both difficult and expensive. We have the solution. Simpler, safer, affordable, and fulfills the obligation to protect our environment. A single stick with something like this means tracking down the user. It means blood test for the person's stock. It means possibly medication for an extended period of time. Needle sticks are devastating. No more. Incinerate the needle. Needle goes in this port. It's over. Done. Needle gone. We all have loved ones who use needles. Keep their home safe. Medical offices are loaded with sharps. We are using ancient technology to protect our patients, our staff, ourselves. You know what needle sticks do. You know the cost and the devastation psychologically and physically, potentially, from a needle stick. Eliminate that completely. Stop using ancient technology. Sand MIDI. It will solve your problems. Find out more at needledestructiondevice.com.
In your professional opinion, what do you think of these gas station dick pills?
At best, a waste of time. At worst, dangerous.
What is the worst thing that could happen from them?
Worst case, you could wind up dead.
Would you ever say, "Hey, I'm gonna do something like this. I'm gonna try this"?
Studio just after you walk out of the waiting room. There's that kind of common studio that then the next studio is hers in the mornings. You gotta go do it. You gotta go do it. She's out here sometimes too. You gotta have her on your show.
I don't think she's cool.
Cool with you? Or?
Yeah, I get like a little bit of a shadow. Well, it's not a shadow ban. Sorry, it's just internet.
I'm
going to
find out. I'm going to find out.
I'm banned again. If you're a comedian, I'm not cool.
What?
Yeah, I'm banned by all funny people.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I think maybe just put it down to I'm an asshole. Maybe I did something annoying. I can't remember what I did, but I'm sure it was something.
Too honest? Too...
I don't know. I feel like I don't want to get into it. Nobody goes on my show anymore that's from that world.
Do you get accused of...
People that go on your show now that I see, those guys don't come on my show.
Do you get accused of being, not progressive or something? Or one of those sorts of accusations?
That's the difference. No one would say anything to my face, Drew. So I'm going to
find out what's going on.
I just know that nobody comes on the show anymore that's from that little thing. Not saying names. I'm happy for everybody.
You want to give me a hint? What's going on?
I honestly don't know. I just know that anybody who's friends with... God damn it.
With who? Go ahead.
It doesn't matter.
You can tell me off the air?
Joe Rogans and the...
Really?
Yeah, all those guys. So Bert will text me, but he won't come on. I don't know.
Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, but what's your buddy's friend?
But Joe won't let me on his show either for some reason. I can't figure out what...
Maybe it's because you're friends with me.
Ooh, maybe that's it. Never thought
I'm very annoying.
But I love Joe.
It's like
you like Joe too, right?
I did, but now I feel like fuck that guy trying to ban me from everybody.
You're like Corolla. When somebody starts getting weird on you, you immediately turn on them.
Cerrone was on there the other day calling me the F word.
Who?
Donald Cerrone.
Oh yeah. And why?
Because he found out that I was bisexual.
So
Joe was like, "What do you think of that?" And he was like, "To be honest, I didn't say it, but he was like, what were you thinking?" And he was like, "I was thinking this dude sucks dicks. He's a faggot." Sorry. But that's what he
the
said.
word he used.
Those are the exact things.
Pretty enlightened.
And Joe was like, and I'm like, just I'm like, man, okay. But he's also from the thing where the F word he thinks everyone should say it and get over it.
Well, there's a whole,
and I get that. But like a comedy thing.
Yes, there is. But
understand.
I would argue that if you're using it in reference to being gay, then it's no.
Well, that's
the sort of rule. I mean, the comedy people are trying to regain it to mean sort of whatever they're trying to mean.
I did a thing for Out magazine, and they interviewed me about that, and they said, "Was there anything that you can remember in the MMA community that you found to be something you didn't like?" And I mentioned that one, and they tweeted it, and I apologized and was like, "Look, it's no harm to me. I know he said it, but I don't care." And then the magazine guy was really bummed out about that. So then I had a dinner with him, and he's a gay man, obviously, that supports, he's out there supporting the community. I want to be a part of the community because I didn't realize that there was a lot of people out there that are bi. They're just hiding it because nobody has the balls that I have, apparently. Because apparently if you do, then you get no friends, or I don't know, I'll give you the gay if you touch me. I don't know how it works, but I'm sick of it, so I'm talking about it a lot.
So I think the bisexual folks don't have anybody to represent them because on the
you're either gay or straight, and then gay people think that you just haven't outed yourself yet.
Correct. You're not. You haven't fully accepted your identity, and then the straight people think, oh, you're just experimenting or whatever. And
you think at 48,
you kind of figure it out.
Yeah, I should stop having sex with my wife if I'm gay.
How?
I'm not going to.
Right, and that's the part that I'm actually more confused about.
Having sex with my wife?
No.
It's not that difficult.
No, I understand that. It's how your relationship gets... Because I feel like when you get married, you declare a major.
What's a major?
Like I may be bi, but for on behalf of this person, I'm going to be straight from now on.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we agreed to both.
So
okay.
You clearly don't do that, and my question is, how do you keep the relationship from falling apart?
Honesty and communication that I fail at constantly. I'm really bad at it.
So she knew that from the very beginning, too, which is, I remember that. So
I didn't want to get married again because the other two times I did, I didn't tell the person that I was bi until the end of the relationship.
Right. This makes you fearful to talk about, right?
Yeah.
You have fear.
Yeah.
Why?
Because certain people don't want to hang out with me anymore. They thought I was something that I'm not.
I can't believe that's the reason.
I can't believe you think that that's not a fact.
I could be.
It just is.
People disappoint me so much. I can't like accept it. That's me. It's denial.
I've seen it.
It's denial.
I'm not good friends with Donald, but I was a guy that he came on the show and we were like, the fighter, the UFC fighter.
Yeah.
And his mind changed right there and then. I watched his face get so bummed out, and it bummed me out.
But that's about him. That's his problem.
I'm just saying, when you hear other people use it, this is the thing that the guy told me at dinner. He said, when people start using that word freely, and you're a 16-year-old boy in a small town, and you hear that, these people are killing themselves. And for me, and this guy said, I would rather insult every UFC fighter to save one innocent boy's life.
Wow.
So to me, when this guy was saying it, it was really heartfelt. And I know that people get offended and they're triggered and they go over the top, and I'm one of them, so I really don't want to react to it. But I also feel like there's people that have reached out to me that they're really young.
Right,
and they were thinking about killing themselves until they heard me talk about it.
Right.
So now I've got a different cause, man. I got something important to do.
So good. So you're educating me a little bit. You're in a sense of making this a refined narrative of why it's important, right?
Yeah.
It's a very clear picture. And I'd love more. I'd like more. Because one of my fears is, and please talk to these kids, right?
I am. I'm I swear, sometimes I don't believe it because it just sounds...
Didn't believe what?
That somebody's messaging me saying that they were contemplating suicide and are no longer doing that because they heard my podcast with Catherwood and I talked about being bi and that there's nothing wrong with it, and I talk about the things that happen in some of these scenarios.
Which is common also, right?
Could be embarrassing, and I make it out where I can either laugh at it or I think it's hot. I think I'm a badass for making out with dudes. Nobody says that. Only gay people back themselves for making out with dudes. But bi guys are supposed to hide it.
What's shocking to me is that's probably one of the most progressive statements I can imagine somebody saying. You should have the full support of the people that
everybody
seem to be...
should get past that. Like, why can't a guy say, yeah, I'm bi, and then everyone at the table goes, yeah, no big deal.
I know.
Not any kind of resentment from any person at the table because somebody's parents raised them to go, oh, well, he or she is disgusting now because they... It's come on, man.
And, of course, it depends where you are, right? I mean, I imagine you don't get a lot of that out here, do you?
Well, that's not here, but my radio show is Middle America. So a lot of people have been turned off to me since I've come out.
Really? Mm-hmm. But you've been talking about that for 8 years in some fashion.
No,
not as openly as now.
No, I came out like 2 years ago.
Okay. And you have a lot of Canadian fans, too.
Yep.
Are they reacting?
Some people know that it's kind of a thing where you can't say too much on social media about me being an F-bomb. You get in trouble for that now. But it's not so bad anymore. But Drew, I race cars. I don't anymore because I can't afford it. But
I know.
I was in the short course off-road racing community.
Yep.
Who everybody says prayers in the stands, and before the race, there's like a mystical creature that's watching everybody race, and they're absolutely positive of that. Right. So I can't go blowing dudes around the track. Not that I do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They put two, and a guy has said to me before, what do you paint your toenails for? And I was like, because I'm gay. I said, actually, that's not true. I paint my toenails because my daughter wanted me to paint my toenails, and now I paint my toenails to match her. But I know what you're saying, dude. And yes, it's because I'm gay. Are you happy?
Cool.
Because that's what it really means. That's why I keep talking about it. That's why I'm not sorry.
People disappoint, but I'm glad it's you. You know what I mean? I'm delighted it's you.
I just think when I'm gone,
but I wish
there'll be a few
the
more
fear
people.
I see in your eyes. I wish you'd keep that.
It's nerve-wracking to me.
It shouldn't be. It makes me sad that you have to have that kind of fear. I can see it. Well, you're kind of steps in the ring with Keith Jardine. It doesn't have. I didn't see that in your eyes.
Well, I was. That was a big poker face because I was terrified.
You might have been terrified, but you were also pissed.
Yeah.
Do that. All right.
Questions, man.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to some of these calls. We've got a million calls here, and they're really kind of good. So I want
who is this guy? This guy said.
It's Jason Ellis. Go
He,
check out-
he was just talking about it like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Still awesome.
Hello?
Great book.
Hi there. This is Virginia.
Yes, hi.
Hi, Virginia. What's going on?
I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, how you guys doing?
We're doing really well,
I have a
actually.
question. So my dad, is there hope for him? I mean, he's 64 now, and he's been struggling with, I'm 39, he's been dealing with substance abuse my entire life. So, I mean, can he still change at this point, or is that it for him?
It's a great question. I have opinions about this. I'll let Jason talk first. What do you think?
I think there's always a chance.
There's always a chance.
It's tougher when you get the older, the longer you've had that addiction. But
Yeah.
if it's a rock bottom, doesn't matter what age you hit,
Yeah.
you can get it together.
The problem with as you get older is they get cognitive changes from all the alcohol exposure, and so they really lose their ability to see what's happening.
Okay.
And so they can literally
It's
just
not only been alcohol, it's been a lot of other things. It's been crack, it's been alcohol, it's been just about anything he can get his hands on.
What is it now?
Well, the family, we are also suspecting that he's denying it, but we think he might be back to crack because he's homeless again.
Okay, the right now homeless is typically meth. So much meth on the streets, it's unbelievable, and meth is very, very hard to treat. You could.
How do you do meth when you're 60? How does your heart take it?
I don't think.
Cocaine's worse.
I don't think that's what it is.
Well, crack, either one of them. How do you do any upper?
Crack,
in your
you'll
60s?
eventually have a stroke or a heart attack.
Yeah.
You will. That's it. Meth, you can kind of get away with for a little while, depending on what you're doing. But here's the deal. Okay, so
I want my kids to know him. Like, I want him to change, but I'm scared to bring him around my kids. So, like, what can I do? Like, I don't want to bring him around my life because my childhood was really traumatic.
I wouldn't. You could do. Here's
So what can I do?
Here's some ideas. None of them are good. None of them are perfect because the laws don't help you help your family member. And I'm that's my life's thing right now is I'm trying to help change that. I'm trying to make it so you could get a conservatorship over your dad. So you could go say this guy is not in his right mind. He's all, here. You can make your case, and then you can say we're going to put him somewhere for 6 months where he's going to get intensive treatment. Now, in this country, you're allowed to use until you die. Period. End of story. Now, forcing people into treatment is not a great thing. I'm not a huge advocate of that. If we had more community-based sort of mental health services where people could be part of the community and really start to restore themselves.
Because if you don't want to get sober, and a bunch of people try to make you get sober,
He
you're
definitely
absolutely right.
needs mental health, yes. But he doesn't believe in mental health. But a lot of people here don't believe in mental health.
Don't believe.
He
Yeah,
I wish. He definitely has some issues.
how's that working out for
how's
him?
that working out?
Yeah, not believing. So conservatorship, you can try to go for that. The way it is now, you're in North Carolina,
Okay.
so maybe you can get a conservatorship there. If you're in California,
Yeah.
there'd be zero probability. You can try. You can go to Al-Anon yourself. The fact that you've not gone to Al-Anon yourself is a little bit concerning to me, and that's really important to take care of yourself so you can have the sort of skills and the mechanism to help you help him. Other people who've been through this are in the program called Al-Anon. You go there, you get support, and they will help you do what you need to do with him. And you just got to remember, it's a deadly disease, man.
It's your life too, though. You got kids. You got to think about them too. Like if he doesn't want to get better, you can't spend the rest of your days trying to save somebody that doesn't care about themselves. You got kids to take care of. You got to. I know that sucks to think like that, but how old do you need to be to not get into gear for your family?
Right. And that's one way of looking at it for sure. And it's probably the most realistic way. I've got somebody on my, I don't know if this is from Periscope or Facebook. Nicholas says his late wife died in October of opioid overdose, having a hard time getting through. Yeah, man. I've seen this coming for years. I've been screaming about it. I'm getting my certification to use Suboxone. I throw in the towel now. I'm going to use replacement therapy because the magnitude of the problem is too great. It's too huge. And we got to have a scalable solution for people that are on the streets.
I thought it was harder to get stuff these days.
It is.
Doctors don't prescribe?
Yeah, that problem has gone way down.
Okay, but not.
Heroin way up.
Oh, it's because everybody that had the
fentanyl
addiction
way
that
up.
won't get the pill, they get the...
That's exactly right. All right, let's keep going here, guys. This is John. John, how you doing there? Hey, John.
Hey, how's it going?
We're good. What's up?
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking my call. I appreciate it. Hey, Dr. Drew, I wanted to let you know I read all your books. I took your advice, and after a decade of drinking every single day, I detoxed off alcohol, and I have not drank now for 40 days in a row.
Congratulations.
So I
That's
wanted
tough.
to say thank you.
That is tough, man. Good job.
Shane, thank you so much. But solved one problem, and a new one popped up, which was that when they detoxed me, they basically gave me some benzos.
Yeah.
They weighed me off benzos, and then when I came out, they put me on a little bit of Wellbutrin,
Okay.
which is pretty mild. But then now I find myself on about 10 milligrams of Valium a day, which I don't know if it's considered a lot or not. It's not really having right now any negative effects on my life.
Yeah.
Is that something that's okay to use over a long period of time?
No.
You talk a lot about opiates.
No. It's not okay. I'm not. I don't want to pass judgment on it right now because you're so fresh. Sometimes pharmacology can help a little bit and make recovery possible, but you have to have an imminent goal of getting off that benzodiazepine. You will hate life more than you. The withdrawal from. Did you ever have benzo problem?
No.
It
Got some friends that did that though.
And
not pretty.
the withdrawal, the post-acute withdrawal goes on for months. It's really awful. You might talk to your doctor about other things. Yeah. Talk to your doctor about other things that can be very helpful for this post-acute withdrawal time. This is really hard. You got to go to meetings every day. There's something called Neurontin that can be helpful.
Are you against Kratom?
I'm not against anything. Kratom is an opiate, right?
Yeah.
And it's a weak opiate, and he's not an opiate addict, so I'm not so worried about that. But it's going to be another problem if we don't, if we keep substituting one thing for another, right?
Right.
And the next thing will be weed therapy, right? People get by on that for a while.
That's what I'm on.
You are now?
Yeah.
But you've done so much other work. I'm going to make a prediction. That you'll get away from that soon enough.
You think?
No, I don't know about soon, but eventually. eventually. How much are you doing now?
I don't know. Fair.
Because you've been on and off
through the day.
You've been on and off.
Yeah.
Right. And
I just found it to be too busy.
Your day.
I'm too
busy.
much for everybody and myself. A little bit here and there sort of smooths me out. And the other thing I noticed, I don't want to talk smack on meetings, but the people that do the tobacco thing in the meetings, all the gum and the patches that you do, I've done those. And I can't stand up after one of your gums.
Because you do so much of that.
I don't. Those
Your
guys
buddy
chew the
Kathy
gum
would-
all day, and I've chewed it in a meeting, and I had to spit it out. And I almost passed out sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him going, I'm like, wait, I can't smoke weed, but you can chew that?
Catherine gave me one of his little snoozes.
Yes, no.
I almost vomited.
No, he has the sweetest one that can kill a man. And they all love that stuff. So I feel like.
So, point well taken.
Whatever you gotta do.
But I would argue the same with them, that they need to get away from all this stuff.
I agree.
And you've done so much hard work. I mean, one of the arts in recovery, right, is the order in which things need to be done.
Okay.
And there is a sort of an axiom in the field that you got to deal with the substance first, and we can't do anything else till you deal with the substances.
Okay.
Well, that's generally true, but not always true. And so, you got off substances enough to be able to deal with these things. You still have some stuff to go. Look, you're doing pretty damn well.
I got off antidepressants.
Did you? Good.
Yeah, I did ayahuasca.
Jesus Christ. And so,
What?
So how'd that go?
Really good.
was
Once
good.
again, another thing that really, really sucks.
Yeah.
But it turns out to be great.
Yeah, we don't know, but I'm fascinated by that. I do believe one day we'll be using that in some sort of specific way.
Yeah.
Exactly for whom and how much and how long, I have no idea.
Yeah, I
yet.
agree. You got to have it with the right people. You can't just be taking that like it's a free ride. Like
No,
I
you
did
gotta
it for
have
work. It's 3 days. I did it for 3 days.
For work?
Yeah, like to get better.
Did you have a guy?
Yeah.
There? It's like
Yeah.
There are
Shaman
people out
or
there.
whatever it is.
Yeah, shaman. There are people.
Shaman, yeah.
Was it one of
I
the
always say that.
ones guys that done like tens of thousands of these?
Yeah. He's been recommended by all these other people that do it a lot.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal for me.
What's the guy's name? You mind?
I forgot his name.
Okay. Because I've met some of those guys, and I'm persuaded that they know what they're doing. I think, but I can't recommend it yet because we don't have the science. But anyway, so was it a bad experience when you were doing it?
There was parts of it that were really bad, yeah.
Yeah.
But there was no parts to me that are like this blissful utopia. I'm too old to get really high. I know that's a weird thing to say. It sounds weird coming out of my mouth, but I'll take a little high. But I don't need to like not be able to get in a car and go save my children from something. So when you take this stuff, you're not there.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
And it goes for a really long time. And I'm like, man, I feel like I'm doing intense amounts of mushrooms and I'm too old to be doing this. But
that's one of the things that worries me is that you don't know. You've had a bunch of head injuries and stuff too. And we just don't really know. Worries me. That's all.
I just felt like there was it turns on an engine inside your mind that starts to face your problems and break them down even after the medicine's worn off.
Yeah.
Forever, I look at problems differently because I've had this, like I had to do a lot of work for 3 days. I was like, I don't want to see this anymore. And it just kept showing me. And I was like, okay, I totally get the message. You got to make it stop. And it was like, nope.
What was it?
It showed me things happening to me when I was a kid, and then it showed things happening to me that weren't even real. But it was still me as a child, like injecting heroin and being molested and stuff, like a fly on the wall. And I was just like, I get it. Like, I get you're showing me that because it's bad and it's infected my life.
Right.
But it's like, I'm like,
so these guys that do this work think that it's showing you the trauma and forcing you to work through the trauma in new ways.
Yeah, and then it showed me other things that I do in my life that might not be good for me. Without saying it in a sentence, it was just very obvious that I should not be on the internet as much. And there's certain things on the internet that I shouldn't be looking at. I didn't even realize it. I got a lot of porn friends. I guess I used to just scroll through and they put those 2-minute videos up all the time of everybody banging everybody. And that medicine was like, you need to stop doing that, Jason. That's not good for you. And I was like, really? Are you sure? And he's like, you know what? Let me put it to the test. Let me show it to you for 3 hours. See if you like that. And I was like, all right, I promise I won't do it anymore.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to Zach. Thanks, John. And keep, again, meetings, and get off that benzo. Zach.
Hey, Dr. Drew.
Hey, man, what's happening?
Hey, I'm 31 years old, and I was raised by a borderline mother with bipolar. And, it's really, while raising my son, I see how much my wife and I are doing for him that, I never had when I was growing up. And I was raised one of 4 boys. My mother was single. And I was the only one to graduate high school and college of the 3. Two of my brothers are in prison. Anyway, so I'm 31, and recently I was just looking back at journals from the past few years, and I realized I'm still struggling with the same problems every day, just with like self-discipline, time management, those type of things. And that's where I'm starting to wonder or lose faith in the idea that can I actually be successful? What are the odds of me actually being able to overcome my past to become this person that I want to be?
All right. What do you think?
I mean, you got to be joking me, dude. Of course you can. I don't know how much of a start you got, but I don't think I got the greatest one. And I remember doing Rob Dyrdek's Ridiculousness, and when I was on there, he said, out of all the people from the skateboard world, you were the last person that I thought would be up on this stage right now talking to me about your New York Times selling book and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, because I was...
Steve was another one.
Right. It's just about the effort, man. It's just about... And sometimes I think I find that it took so much to get out of there that now my normal hustle is bigger than most people's hustle because I had to dig so deep to get out of that darkness. So it's almost... If you do the work, it could turn out to your advantage, I think. Like you could turn into a juggernaut, a hustling monster.
Or somebody that, like what Jason just offered other people who are suffering, and he offers on a regular basis in High and Dry, a spiritual light for other people, a beacon for others, which is extremely meaningful. So, but realize not only did Jason do a lot of work, he had professionally managed work. And that's a really critical piece. You sound like somebody who right now could benefit from something called cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT. Get your thinking right, and I think that would go a long, long way right away. Okay.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. To you, Jason, so I love the stories, and stories like yours, Jason, has always been an inspiration for me. However, for every Jason, there must be 1,000 others who thought they wanted to become more and failed, right?
Well, but most of those people, in my experience, I'll tell you that here's the difference. You tell me if this makes sense. Unwilling to really look at it, so lack insight, number one. Won't do the work.
Right.
Won't follow the direction of usually professionals or other recovering people, whatever it is. So I understand the conditions. These disorders cause both things. They cause denial, so you don't see what's happening, and they cause resistance because it's too painful.
Right.
Your brain doesn't want to do it.
And I feel like you think a lot of people are not as fortunate that have tried as much as sort of like saying that Hollywood, all the people that try to become a star, think about all the people that just end up being waiters. Well, I hate to say it, but you're a waiter because you haven't put in enough effort yet. And it still can happen any day. It's just the hustle and the never giving up. You just never, ever give up. And anything's possible, man. Like,
look,
if you're not an asshole, you should be fine.
And I would argue that metaphor. I understand the metaphor, and it's not irrelevant. But here's the thing: if the metaphor held for mental health, it would be the case that if you follow certain directions, you will become a star. And in mental health, if you do certain things, you will get better. Treatment works. It's predictable. The problem is people don't do it.
It's hard.
It's hard. I know it's
like
hard.
when you talk to people about your problems, and then they tell you like just a smidgen of the amount of work that you're going to have to put in,
and the time too,
to get anywhere near a normal person.
Yeah.
It's enough to make you want to quit right there. I'm like, wait, I got to put all this work in just to get to normal? That's so unfair.
Yeah, but to be fair, as you're finding, the normal feeling normal comes with a bunch of benefits.
Right.
A lot of that stuff comes with it. So that as you said, that other people don't necessarily experience.
Right.
We got to do something about that fear, though. We got to do something.
You know
about
what?
that.
The book is helping. Doing this article for the Out magazine and facing it, and then talking to. I don't have any gay friends like I do now from the article, and I've reached out
tons.
to.
You come around with us.
Well, nobody invites me.
All right,
but I would totally go.
We come out in New York with us.
But I'm saying since I've
go to all the gay bars regularly.
Do you really?
Yes. I sing at them.
Oh God,
that's what I started doing.
Now I know why I'm not getting invited to that.
No, listen, I started doing it because I did The Masked Singer, right? I did that TV show.
Oh, you did?
I did that, and before that, I thought I'm going to start singing again, and so we started doing that. So,
you like it?
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Come on, man. I'm the gayest straight man in the world.
Yeah, no, we've mentioned that before.
So.
And I'm the gayest straight man in the way. The other way around, straightest gay man in the world.
You are the straightest gay man in the world. That's why we work so well together.
I tell you. Is he gay?
Really
Is he gay?
Funny.
Find out on the next episode.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. Okay, so so Zach, yes, you can get better. Treatment works. Okay, I'm gonna try this real quick from Tony. He has a Suboxone question. Tony, go ahead.
Hello.
Hi, buddy. Go ahead.
Hey, man. How's it going, Dr. Drew and Jason Ellis?
How's it going, mate?
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you.
Okay. Hey, yeah. So when I originally sent the email out to you guys, I was 2 days off of Suboxone.
That's rough.
And it's been 2 weeks now.
Yep.
And I still have cold sweats, but everything else is fine.
Good. It's a 2-week withdrawal with Suboxone. And if you can get to 2 milligrams, that jump from 2 to nothing, it's you feel it, but it's usually quite tolerable. And here's the thing: doctors are very fearful of you coming off Suboxone because they're convinced you're going to go out and shoot again, or smoke, or whatever you're doing, and that you're going to go back to your usual dose and overdose and die. That's the risk, and so that's why they keep everybody on forever. I love that you came off it. Maybe take some. I don't know if you want to get on naltrexone now. You know what I mean? That blocks the opiates. Should you have a problem in the future, it'll block it. You know what I mean?
Oh, it won't work if you take it, you mean?
Yeah. The heroin won't work if you take the naltrexone.
Well, yeah, it's just crazy because I haven't had a clean piss test since I was 14 years old.
Oh, man. You're 27 now. Congratulations. What's motivating you?
Life, dude. Just I don't want to be a loser.
How do we bottle that? Because there's a lot of guys about your age that can't get that shift. They just don't care. What made you care?
It took me overdosing and dying a few times It took me going to juvie. It took me years and years of just abuse, man.
You just had
and
enough.
ruining every relationship I had.
Yeah, you're sick of it. I get it. I get it, man.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
I'm super, super grateful that they're here.
Welcome to life, dude.
Yeah, congratulations. But you got to do work, man. Like you hear Jason talk about it. You don't just sit on the abstinence. You got to do stuff, and preferably have professionals in your life, in my humble opinion, that can watch you and monitor and make sure you're staying okay. And if you need whatever, we talked about many different kinds of treatments here. There's lots of ideas out there that can really help you. All right, I'm tired.
Why?
Do
you need a coffee?
I do need a coffee, but I'm tired because the calls are hard and your material's hard. I'm feeling it.
I'm sorry.
No. I
didn't mean to be hard.
No. Not in the best possible way.
Okay.
All right. Mike, I'm not going to take your call. Let me just say, I know Dan Amon very well. I sign off on his stuff. His SPECT scans can see patterns that are associated for sure with depression and various other things, ADHD. I've sent patients to get his SPECT scans. Addiction you can see in there, trauma you can see in there. So, of course, the brain reflects the diseases, right? That's how we're able to do things like transcranial magnetic stimulation, where you actually send thank you much, that you send like magnets into the brain, magnetic fields, and push the chemistry out that way.
No way.
Yeah, and you can put into right specific foci that cause depression. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. It used to have put electrodes on both sides and run a current through your head to make you seize. That was called electric shock therapy. Now you have a magnet halo that directs it right in a little current.
You got a hookup for one of those?
Yeah, I get you. Not a hookup.
I need to wear one of those.
I can refer you to the guys.
You should just wear one all the time.
I bet that we did a
fight fire with fire. Get punched in the head and then put the helmet on when I get home.
Well,
so you got to go like a cheeseburger and a carrot.
You got to go in. You got to go into the office. It's a big machine. It's like an MRI.
Man, can't they just put it in a motorcycle helmet?
But Susan, what was the
I got stuff to do.
This Life You Live? Did we not with TMI specialist? Remember the psychiatrist that was doing that? Oh, you're looking at me with a blank face.
Recently,
a month
depression.
ago.
Yeah, it's our depression episode, and it's on Facebook and Periscope and
okay. So we can hook you up with that guy.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Lindsay, if you're listening to me, I'm pulling people out of the host queue, which I assume what you want me to do. Shelby, what's up?
Okay, let's see. Here's my question. I am 63 years old, and I've been married and everything, but I continue to date guys that I know are emotionally unavailable, and I'm just going for the chemistry pretty much. I cannot. It's like I'm a drug addict or something.
Yeah.
When I'm with them, I feel great.
You sure?
I've never
spoken
not available,
to you.
Not there.
Have I never spoken to you before?
What can I do?
Wait, Shelby, slow down.
Never. You've never spoken to me before.
Because I had a call with Adam, I think, of somebody with almost exactly this story.
Do you find me attractive?
And this,
you know what? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you are.
Are you watching the screen? Watch on the screen.
If you watch on the screen,
I know why he's asking.
I'm not watching on the screen.
Okay,
I am on my phone. I'm on my phone.
If you could get us on Periscope and tell us if you find, because he's testing you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big test right now.
Yeah, it's an appropriate and interesting test he's doing. So here's what he's testing, which is that if your picker is broken, right? If there's something about you that makes you pick unavailable men, or men that have certain whatever you want to fix. You need men that are
they act like I look.
They act like he looked. That's right. And Jason may make you feel that feeling. And what I know about attractions and where they come from is they're a perfect instrument. They make you a perfect instrument. If you feel lightning bolts towards a guy, and like you said, like a drug addict, guaranteed that guy's going to leave. Guaranteed, because you are a perfect instrument. Now, there's two things you can do. One, you can go for there's a great book called Overcoming Love Addiction by Pia Melody. Pia Melody, Overcoming Love Addiction. I want you to read that, number one. Number two, see if you can date guys that don't cause the lightning bolts and cause more interest or butterflies, not lightning bolts, okay? You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
It may not be possible. You may
boring guys.
You may find them boring. You may think, boring, I can't handle it. And if you can't do it and can't find a meaningful connection with people that are so-called boring, then you got to get therapy. Okay? You really need to do it.
Oh, God, I've had so much therapy. Okay, I've had so much therapy. Okay.
Well,
see, but that's that thing again. So much therapy that you should just give up. No, you should see another therapist. They're not all the same. You should not just like, I've tried it and I'm not.
I would say two things. Give me Jason in the picture here because I'm talking to him here. There we are.
Talking to me.
Yeah. So so I would say two things. She's at a different place in her life, right?
Yes.
Desperate to get better. Number one. So that's a good thing. And then number two, I think she should do something called emotionally focused therapy, EFT, which is a very attuned, intensive therapy, so she can form a better attachment to somebody, the therapist, and then translate that attachment out into the world.
See, it seems like, once again, when you're saying that, I hear her brain, because my brain's thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Boy, Drew, that seems like a lot of work just to find the right guy.
Yeah.
But it's like this. Do you want to meet another 7 morons?
And I gave her the option of trying it on her own, right?
This Barbara girl thinks I'm hot right here.
Oh, okay, Barbara. Be careful, honey.
What's up, Barbara?
Be
Hit
careful.
me up.
I'm so sorry.
DM me on Instagram. What's up?
Oh, here's another. Oh, it's Barbara. You were so handsome, Jason, but I'm not into people who are taken.
Oh, yeah, but...
Yeah, don't. Are you allowed to do stuff with women?
Yeah, what?
Okay,
Man, how would it be just guys?
Asking.
How's that fair?
I'm just asking.
Everybody can get it.
All right, so what happened to the caller? Was it Shelby? There's Shelby. So Shelby, good.
Oh, man.
Take the advice. We're going to try to take some more calls. But again, see if you can do it. If you can't, read the book, Overcoming Love Addiction, Pia Melody, and then EFT, emotionally focused therapy. You're in San Francisco. I think they have EFT therapists up there. Check with Sue Johnson in San Diego. She knows all the good ones around.
Man, you're helpful.
I try, my friend.
Holy crap.
I try.
I should not be here.
Why? You're very helpful, too. You're helping me help people.
Okay, well then, it's great to be here.
Oh, boy. Okay, this is going to be a rough one. You ready? Nancy. Hey, Nancy.
Hi.
Hey there.
Thank you for taking my call.
You bet. Thank you for your service. And your husband's.
Oh, no problem. He's sitting right here. He's former military, and he had an MRI because he was having a lot of short-term memory issues.
Yeah.
And the diagnosis that came back was white matter disease.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have an appointment yet. Of course, the VA takes a while to get an appointment with the neurologist. So we're just kind of wondering what that all entails. Of course, I've looked online, but it usually says it's for people that are older. He's 40. So
right. It's concerning. It might not even mean anything. Did he have head injuries?
No, but he was in combat areas where there was a lot of explosions. He had some close ones that were right next to his convoys. He was also artillery, so he used a lot of large bangs around him.
There was a lot of concussive injury to the head.
Yeah.
So that's the concern, right? That he has a post-concussive encephalopathy, like we're worried about with the NFL players. I can't say much more than that. That's what needs to be ruled out is this concussive encephalopathy. It sounds like something like that could be going on, but it doesn't have to be progressive. And there are therapies that can help him with this whole process. Okay, there are things that every day they're coming up with more to be done, and the VA is a center of research for all of this kind of thing. So let's just say it's probably the repetitive concussive injuries, and that there's more to be done. He may not come up with more of a diagnosis than post-concussive kinds of processes, but I don't know. Short-term memory can be improved. So let's think good thoughts and get to the neurologist. Okay.
Yeah. Best of luck.
Yeah, man. And thank you for the service, both him and your family.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. See, I told you it'd be hard.
People get brain damage from soccer now, right?
Yeah.
Everything. So weird. How much brain damage do you think I have?
If you see my,
you think it's possible that I'm just really tough?
Yes.
Man, I hope you're right.
I'm hoping I'm right too. Is my Facebook still got Jason? What do I have where Jason's picture still on it? Is it?
Wait,
Facebook
trying to get?
No, I'll show you. When I just remember that moment when you were trying to crawl out of the ring after being hit by 8 dudes.
Oh yeah, that was a bad day. Well, but depending on where you're sitting,
right? But you were
crowd had a great time.
Crowd did have a great head. We convinced.
You're a great corner man, by the way.
No, I wasn't.
No, I agree.
But
I was being sarcastic.
The moment of most optimum freak out for me was the moment that picture caught, where I was like really worried about you.
Oh, well, thanks, dude.
And nothing I could really do to change that, And I was talking to Katie later, like, watch him. And she's like, oh, this is how he is after he gets hit that bunch of times. So
she's on
what's
a
she gonna do?
I know she's on a. I know.
Yeah,
she has to be like that, otherwise she'd be a nervous wreck.
We don't have the picture of Jason, but we have you singing the national anthem at Ellis Mania.
All right, do you want to play that? Just give a little Ellis Mania plug?
In a minute.
In a minute. Just the end of it, just the very back part of it. I don't want to hear the whole national anthem. But brings me to something I meant to ask an hour and a half ago, which is another Ellis Mania coming up.
Well, 2020 is the plan. Yeah, there's supposed to be a big one at the Hard Rock that is not going to be the Hard Rock anymore. So
it's going to be a Virgin, whatever.
Which I am in talks with them about that. But the main thing is all the proceedings of the Hard Rock shifting into Virgin didn't happen when it was supposed to.
Right.
So I did one in Texas this last year because I wasn't sure it was going to work at the Hard Rock.
Yep.
Planning for 2020 at Virgin, in the big one, Ellis Mania 20. And he said that maybe November, December.
Okay.
But
it's worth waiting for.
So
it's worth waiting for.
I'm ready to wait for that, but I also had a really good one in Texas last year.
Let's do a bit.
Where everybody really liked it.
I want to go to Las Vegas.
And I kind of...
You know what you should do it's like the Northern Plains.
Maybe Atlanta or something.
No, like up north.
What do you mean up north?
Near Canada, because that's where
in Canada?
In Canada would be great too.
I wonder what the legalities of a bit. Like, I'm going to do Ellis Mania in Canada and I get to keep the money. Because I feel like Canada does this weird thing where you go there and they go, oh, we're taking it. And I'm like, nah, that doesn't work like that for me.
But I'm signing up now to sing the anthem in Vegas.
All right.
So if that helps motivate you, I'll have
it's 2020 Ellis Mania. Ellis Mania 20 is happening.
I want you to know.
I just don't know where.
We dragged one of our sons to it. He was like, "What is that? What is it?" Fair enough. Hold on. But listen, this was one of the greatest compliments ever. And about 3 fights in, he was like, "Oh, I see. This is very entertaining. I see why you guys like it." And he just had a blast the rest of the day.
Right.
He was like, "I thought that was a high compliment. It was a total turnaround. Like, oh, I get it. This is really good."
That's what I'm talking about. So mission accomplished.
Yeah. I was really impressed when he had a complete change of mind. Okay, here we go. We're going to talk a little endometriosis before we hear the national anthem. John, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, Dr. Drew?
Hey, man, what's up?
So I called Stern about a year ago and asked him about my situation in my relationship. I'm 27 and I've been with my girlfriend for 14 years.
Yep.
And she has endometriosis, and it's she has complicated or painful sex.
Yep.
And extreme cramps and all of this associated. And she's been through 2 surgeries trying to remove it.
Did she ever have the there's a whole microsurgery technique that they use. You might want to look that up. Yeah. Has she had that?
Yeah. And really no relief.
Okay. She had that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was talking to Stern about being with her,
Yeah. And?
Yeah.
And?
What do you think?
Oh, should you stay with her? Is that what you're asking us?
Well, that was kind of a part of it because I've been with her 14 years, and I'm not able to have a normal sexual experience in a relationship, and it is taking.
Viable question. Go ahead, ask again.
Do you have a huge penis? Sorry, I'm trying to be politically.
What do you call an Australian?
I believe that's what it's called.
That's what Howard said. He was like. Here, sorry about. I keep interrupting, but Howard is like, I had a girl with endometriosis, and it was the best sex of my life.
Who's Howard?
Like, she felt like
Oh wow! Good. Oh, you got advice from micropenis. That doesn't count.
Oh, how dare you!
He's the one that says it.
I know.
Dude, right?
So here's the deal. So John,
there's not as big as yours though.
There's 2 things. I always think about this. I think about this in 2 ways. First of all, endometriosis is horrible. It's a devastating condition for some women, but there is a lot of good treatment. And she has to constantly be wading through proper management. And it sounds like she's doing sort of sporadic care. So that's one concern I have. The other concern is the pain.
Yeah.
The pain can be separate from the endometriosis. They can be 2 separate problems. And one of the things that I always ask people to check out when there's painful sex is Is there something happening where the information coming out of her pelvis to her brain is associated with misery? There's a part of the brain called the insular cortex that fires off if you've had sexual abuse, particularly, or if you've had even physical abuse. These parts of the brain don't fire normally if you've had those sorts of experiences. And there are ways to treat the pain then, as well as treating the endometriosis. So did she have any traumatic history?
No, not traumatic history, but traumatic in the sense that it's been painful for so many years. And lately,
I get it's trauma all the time. With
the past 3 years, it's been bedridden.
Yeah, I get.
Man,
horrible. I again, she should look forward to some kind of systematic treatment. There are
she's
treatments.
bedridden?
It can be bad, man. It can be really bad. But again, I'm worried.
Yeah, it is pretty bad.
Yeah, but I'm worried about the magnitude of the misery she's experiencing and the emotional valence. Did you ever have any weird stuff because of the? You kind of went the other way. You kind of shut off.
Nothing hurts when I have sex.
No, but nothing. You don't feel well easily from your body. You can beat the shit out of yourself. Yeah. And so that's the opposite of what this woman is experiencing, where things coming out of the body are disorganized and overwhelming and shattering and this kind of stuff. And it could all just be the endometriosis.
I wouldn't feel it at all. I'd be fine.
I could want you
ram me.
But I would. My soul would too, my friend. Okay, let's do one more here, and then we'll wrap things up a little bit. Portia, go ahead. Portia.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh my word! I'm so excited. Hello. Let me put you. I have you on the computer.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna get some little.
I feel like you almost call her Portia.
Okay.
Portia.
So my mom.
Like Merchant of Venice.
Hi.
Okay. Hey, he's making fun of your name.
I
feel like you said that.
Were you named after the character in Merchant of Venice? No.
I was.
She was. See?
Yes,
not the car.
I was.
Not the car.
Yes.
It's not spelled like that.
Oh, okay.
Not the car, and I can't afford one either. So you know.
All right. What's going on? What's up?
Okay. So my mom. I'm not sure how much you know, but my mom. She has Wernicke's-Korsakoff syndrome.
Oh boy.
Are you familiar?
Oh, of course. So
like alcohol-induced dementia. Okay.
So and the Korsakoff part. Hang on a second. The Korsakoff part is very bizarre because they confabulate all the time. You can walk in and go, hey man, wasn't it a great ball game we had today? And they'll start telling you about what happened on the ball game. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very confabulatory. Anyway, so it's horrible. It needs like nursing home care oftentimes. So what's going on?
So I was her guardian. I had to be her guardian when she was declared incompetent. But I ended up I have 3 little girls and I have a 6-month-old. So I had to give up guardianship because it was just too much.
Right.
And she was volatile and just nasty to me. So she got another court-appointed guardian and somehow ended up in Maryland. I'm in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So they had to switch guardianship over to a Maryland guardian. And now she's stuck in this dump in Maryland. Okay. She escaped out windows, and we just wanted to come home, come closer to us. But I don't, without being her guardian, I don't know.
You have to appeal
how I can help her.
Well, this is why systems are problematic. Is that it's you're lucky when it works for you. Most conservators are really quite responsive, and I think have you talked to this person? Have you talked to a conservator?
Via email, we have. She doesn't update me ever. Like my mom has been in and out of the hospital, and she won't even call me when she's in the hospital.
Okay, I think
she jumps out a window.
I think you have to appeal to the court and build your case and go, look, here's what's happening. This is unacceptable. We want her closer to home. Help me. And the court should help you. They really should. Conservatorship is a very messy patchwork in our country. It should be, much like many other things in our healthcare system, it should be a much clearer operation. What I find particularly objectionable to the conservatorship problem is we give conservatorships readily to dementia patients for whom there's no hope of improvement. But schizophrenics and bipolar, that's the baby. It's the 6-month-old. But
that was the mom.
Hi, you hear her?
Yes, we do. But those conditions that progress without treatment, well, those you don't treat. Those you can't have conservators for. It's really terrible. But anyway, and then the other problem is sometimes conservatorships that are state or county appointed, however it's working for you, aren't up to what you'd like, usually because their caseload is too high, frankly. You have just too many people.
Yeah.
All right, so Portia, the deal is to appeal to the court, and you know what's going on here.
Baby loves the show.
And she does love the show. She loves you, Jason. She's
probably a fan of mine. Makes sense.
Right. She's another one of these people with pickers that are
got a big baby base.
So, big fan base and babies.
Yeah.
Let me quickly go on our scroll here. All right. Boy, that Barbara's really going off on you.
Yeah, she's hot. All right, Barbara, you're great.
Okay. What I want to do is remind people that next week we will have a show on Sunday, I believe at 3 o'clock. So be sure to check out drdrew.tv and you'll get a message when the streaming begins. Also, we are available, Ask Dr. Drew, available as podcasts. Subscribe. All of the shows, I have many now. I've got Adam and Drew. I've got After Dark. I got to get you on After Dark. That would be an interesting booking. So we'll talk about that. Okay?
I don't know. Might not be allowed.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I got to find that all out. So check out all the other the shows on iTunes, Spotify, anywhere else you listen. And again, we appreciate Kaleb Nation and Susan Pinsky for producing the show. Today's call screener is Lindsay K. Floyd, who's been helping me out since the Loveline days. Jason's book is still awesome. You can get him on 105, 103, 105.
The radio show?
The radio show.
Yeah,
103.
Channel 103.
103.
The book is JasonEllisBook.com.
JasonEllisBook.com. And we, as usual, are at 984-2-Dr. Drew. Oh, they're going to show you the video. Are we going out with this video? They're still awesome. And there's the great cat in the picture. That's
the
a great
picture. Gimli.
Yep. Dude, let's come back once after the... just give us a couple of seconds of the national anthem, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about Ellis Mania, and then we'll finish up with that.
Yeah, the singing gazelle.
Yeah, this is something that Jason convinced me to do. No, not to write a book. Here it is. Oh, there's the ring. This is in the big room in Las Vegas at the Hard Rock Hotel. It's a big room, by the way.
Yes.
Lots of fun. That's you introducing me. Oh, we're gonna. Unfortunately, you're starting at the beginning, so I'm going to interrupt it at a certain point here.
Ellis Mania, everybody. So, a couple quick things. Some of you...
You did say some stuff.
Yeah, that's what I
sing tonight on behalf of
somebody had to.
Yeah.
Probably better came out of your mouth than mine.
I guess.
I'm just too much of a foreigner, you know?
Are you a citizen?
No.
Are you not a citizen?
No. Do you want me to go back to where I came from?
What?
Just making a joke.
You are a citizen, are you?
No, I just on the Jason Ellis show, Tally always makes a joke about going back to where I came from because the president once tweeted that some people should go back to where they came from. So we have a little.
Are you a citizen?
No,
you're not. We should do that.
Sure. Okay.
Why not?
Because I got a green card. I don't want to go. I got to do a test. I'm so. You're going to bash me for this, but I'm so dyslexic and
they give you extra time.
Against school work and reading and writing.
Let's just make you an American citizen. Come on now. I don't want any hassles.
Okay.
All right. All right.
You think they might kick me out?
I
for being half a gay or something?
No, not for that. I just worry that you get the whole system is so messed up. I worry about my friends that are not citizens. You know, the system seems like a mess.
Wow. I pay my taxes. So
good.
That's any consolation.
All right, and there was the national anthem. So Ellis Mania is going to be in the fall of 2020. We'll all be there. I'll be there.
I'm looking forward to it.
We'll look for you on Sirius XM. Any upcoming fights or anything for you otherwise?
Actually, trying to not do that.
Good.
Trying to do some stand-up. I find that to be really tough. I'm not very good at it. I haven't really put that much focus in. I've been really focused on the book and publicity for the book. But I find that to be terrifying, and nobody punches me in the head. So I need terror in my life. I need to be tested. So I feel like comedy sounds like a fun thing to do while I'm not doing the radio and not fighting everybody on Friday.
Testing is good. I like that. Well, everybody, thank you so much for being part of this. Again, it's we're here on streaming on weekends as a bonus show coming up at 5 o'clock. Stay on the line for that. I'll try to get to your calls as well on that. And we appreciate the great Jason Ellis for joining us today, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, mate.
All right. See you next time.
Yep.